Hi, Professor. We are Group 24 and going to do a presentation about autonomous cars. In the first part, the problem definition. In functional requirements, we want our automated cars have basic functionality that a normal car will have. For example, air conditioner system, multimedia system, and etc. Besides those basic part requirements, we need autonomous cars have the ability to create a proper path to destination and can identify objects on the roads to help it change the path according to the situation of the roads. Also, these cars should have an embedded system that can do information exchange and all the functionality above. Next, automated cars should behave as good as a normal car with a driver behave as a performance requirement. Also, we want to have some constraints on the cost. Next, the embedded system should provide multiple languages to have a diversity. Also, we want our cars to use electricity which can be environmental friendly. Maintainability and reliability will be simple. Our car should be reliable within 10 years lifetime. In the safety problem, we want our car to have ability of avoiding accidents actively to maximize the safety of both the passengers and drivers. Next part is value system design. We want to minimize the both traffic accidents and the casualty after accidents to improve our safety. Our object 2 is to have the diversity. Economic factor is our object 3. Our final object is about environment problem. We want to reduce the pollution caused by our system.
The alternatives we chose are satellite, local network, and AI. For satellite, we need to make sure the security of connection, the correctness of information, the transmission between satellites and the ground. There would be no allowance of loss of data. It need to ensure the connections among cars are stable and instant for everywhere. And the transmission rate of information would be fast, but due to the distance, there would be a relatively high delay, and there is less cost for manufacturing. And for local network, we need to build lots of base stations using 5G technology, and there need a optimal algorithms, and cars receive and follow the operation and report the emergency. And the transmission rate will be fast and have low delay. And this alternative doesn't require lots of storage of data. And for AI, it needs a sensor, camera, radar, and lidar to be the eyes of the AI. And AI will process the information from gathered information of the surrounding environment, interpret them, and analyze them. It is faster in judging any situation that a car may face on the road, and it can maximize the passenger safety and minimize the probability of accidents. Uh, and the potential improvement for satellite is the coverage on the Earth and the detailed how detailed the information is. And for local network, it can share with the companies like AT&T to reduce investment on base stations. And for AI, it can cooperate with AI development companies to reduce the expense of developing self AI software systems and also reducing the need to recollect the data. And for the ethical implications of a satellite, the safety would be ensured. The environment would not be affected since the satellites are above the Earth, and the spectrum of the satellites and allocations are also globally harmonized.
The second alternative, which is the local network, it would cover all of the world as long as we have to build stations that support the transmission of information of cars. And safety would be the most significant factor in this specific alternative. and the information of car would be sold to other companies for the purpose of calculating the proper path. Meanwhile, this alternative would not cause any exhaust emission and should be completely environmentally friendly. But it would have a relatively high basic cost. And the last alternative, which is the AI. This alternative considers safety as a prior concern because AI could quickly identify each situation on the road and make the quickest judgment. And it also satisfies the global factor because we only had to change the language so it could be easily implemented in a different place of the world. And lastly, this alternative should be environmentally friendly because we don't really have to implement any real implementation of hardware, so it wouldn't damage the environment. This is the criteria table for our 3 alternatives. We can see that in general they're all pretty high. We are rating from 0 to 5, with 5 being the highest score and 0 being the lowest score. So we can see that in terms of cost, local network has the lowest score of 2 because we have to build a lot of base stations, and those could be pretty costly. And as we can see, in general, AI has the highest average score out of the 3. So because AI has the highest score out of the 3, we choose AI as our ultimate decision. And there are some needs to be fulfilled. Just some algorithm for AI, and the constraints are that a contemporary algorithm aren't good enough to support our needs, and it requires a huge amount of work for a precise and efficient AI, and this algorithm would be easily outdated, and we need to upgrade it a lot. Okay, and then the environment in which the AI could be implemented in are the private car, public transportation system, and some special vehicles for certain circumstances. Okay, here are the reasons why we chooses AI as our ultimate solutions. Just some basic sums up from the criteria table. It consider safety as the prior concern, and it's pretty efficiency, and it's easy to maintain, and it's environmentally friendly. Thank you, everyone.